What's good, everybody? I'm Gentleman Jug,
And I'm Son.
and welcome to the Gentleman Juggcast. I don't know what episode this is. I think it's 30 something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. 30, 32? Probably 32.
Whenever we get to 36, I'm going to say like WrestleMania 36.
Why?
I don't know. It's the first thing I thought of.
That's stupid. You're stupid. So, we got another one to talk about today, boy. What's that?
That's Batman Hush.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, but before we get into that, we're going to talk about something else. What are we talking about, boy?
World Wrestling.
All right, so I guess this would be Raw and SmackDown
Of last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take me there, son.
Well, like I said, Raw hasn't been that bad lately.
Not unless you ask Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You ask Roman Reigns, he'll tell you that SmackDown sucked as much as Raw does.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
I'm like, wow. I guess that's kind of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I didn't hate it. Look, the very first match with Bianca Belair and Becky, I went into it knowing full well that Bianca was not going to win.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I'm like, yeah.
I know she's not going to win. I don't care. But the match was good.
Yeah.
But still. And then there was a promo with Big E and Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I didn't think that I would, but I don't know. All three of these things for me just gel.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like, Raw. I kind of want to watch Raw to see this story.
Yeah. I mean, what are the odds?
It's like, I want to watch Raw.
Yeah. The Queen Zelina, Carmella, and Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley thing, that's not for me.
It's just, I remember seeing that and I was like, oh no. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm watching Raw.
I forgot that Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH were champions. I completely forgot.
Yep, me too. And it's just funny if they're all fighting because they said, your mask looks stupid.
Like I said, not for me. I was expecting more from Queen Zelina, and this is what I got. And I'm upset by that.
Yeah.
That bothers me. But whatever. Not for me. Dirty Dog and Street Profits.
It's fine.
It was fine.
Yeah. Like, it's cool.
It was going great for me until the distraction finish.
Yeah.
I'm getting sick and tired of these distracting. No, I'm not getting sick and tired of them. I've been sick and tired of them.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just I hate it. And then it's like what is it? Almost comes out
Again.
and he starts freaking distracting the Street Profits and attacking them. And then, what's his name? Riddle comes out.
Yeah, and then he gets attacked by Almost.
He attacks Almost, and then Almost beats him up. And then like Randy's like, oh my gosh, Randy's gonna do it. Cut.
I thought that was funny. He's like, oh, you want to mess with
You
Riddle?
want to go?
And he like rips his shirt off. He's like, come on.
You want to go? Cut. Like, what the fuck was that? I was mad. I'm like, are you shitting me?
And I went on YouTube. I'm like, I got to find out what happened when the camera was off.
I know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing happened. They just cut.
Yeah, then they show the camera off. He's like, he just picks up a scooter. He's like, I got a scooter, Almost. I'm going to beat you with this. You better walk away.
I was pissed off. I'm like, I guess Hulu or WWE, one of the two, they don't give a fuck.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I wanted to see what Randy Orton was going to do. I thought he was going to do something there. I'm like, okay.
I don't. The
one time I care about Almost.
The one time I was like, I was getting into it, and it fucked me. It fucked me real hard. I was mad. I was angered.
It's like seeing like a Dragon Ball Z episode where like they're about to start the fight, and they stop. Like, find out next time.
That shit right there made me anger all over the place. Yeah, I just no. So, Damian versus T-Bar. I'm not really feeling the new Damian Priest persona.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. It just his eyes got big and wide, and then he started freaking getting mad. And the match was fine, and I liked how T-Bar went through that table. The table exploded.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty dope. But I was just like, okay.
I mean, at least Raw didn't do anything stupid and make him like dress like a priest.
I mean, there's still time. At some point in time, he could do that. If I can see the Undertaker turn into a cult leader and not a freaking guy who digs graves, I can see Damian Priest put on a freaking priest costume and be a priest.
And then like they'll have like a Raw segment where he's like reads the Bible.
Yeah, it's Mordecai all over again. I don't know, but Apollo Crews is back.
Yeah.
All right,
It's like, all right.
I'm into Apollo Crews. I think he's great, and I think that what they did to him with the IC championship was stupid. Like he just loses it, and then they don't do shit else.
So I guess even he knows the IC title's never going to be defended. So I'm going to come to Raw and get the US title.
Might as well go for the US title, and I don't think he'll win the US title, but I would like him to win the US title.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll beat Damian Priest, but I'd like it.
I can't remember. Did he have Commander Aziz next to him?
When he had the IC championship, he did.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
Wonder where that guy went.
I don't know, but he's back here too. He's back.
With the stick with the thing on it.
Look, I don't know much of Nigerian culture, so I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know what it is, but I know that Aziz carries it.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's fine.
I mean, I kind of want to see him hit somebody with it.
I would love to see him hit somebody. I don't know if he has.
I don't think he has.
But as soon as he does, I think that'd be awesome.
Like, yeah.
Just have me just watching TV, just shaking my hands together, just to complete like, yeah. Yeah, right. So the Kevin Owens versus Big E match. It was a good match, and the finish wasn't bad.
No.
I didn't hate it.
I was like, cool.
It's just a different way to see things, because I saw Seth Rollins get involved and piss off Kevin, or I'm sorry, hit Big E, and of course, I mean, like, who wouldn't jump on top of and get the easy dub?
Yep.
And Kevin Owens did it, and Big E saw it, and he was mad, and I liked it. I liked the whole thing. I liked it. It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
It just gives me the feeling that Kevin Owens is going to be involved in a triple threat match for the title with Big E and Seth Rollins. And
I don't mind it.
I think they're going to want to keep Seth Rollins in the title picture. So Kevin Owens, who is, as I understand it, is about to end his contract with WWE. That's how I understand it. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's the rumor going on. I assume he's going to freaking be the one to lose, so that neither Big E or Seth Rollins loses face.
Yeah. And then they'll have like Big E versus Seth Rollins like later.
Yeah. That's what I think might happen. As far as that's all I got for Raw. What do you got?
Well, all I got is that. I mean, so far, as long as Raw stays like this, it's better.
It's better.
Yeah. It's like maybe if we get rid of like the other stuff and just focus on stuff like Big E and Kevin Owens and
I'm
Seth.
not even complaining. It's not that bad. I mean, like I said, the things that were not for me are not for me, but they weren't that long. So,
Yeah. Oh, I remember seeing John Morrison in there. He's like sitting backstage, like, I'm trying to channel my inner chi.
Yeah, I don't even care. I mean, I don't care. They should never have had John Morrison and Miz break up until the Miz was available. Because where's the Miz? He's on Dancing with the Stars. I haven't seen Dancing with the Stars, but that's where he is. And I'm like, you guys should not have broken up until the Miz had a clear schedule, and then he could go out there and freaking, do his thing. Then him and John Morrison could have a proper feud.
I feel like he's gonna come back and be like R-Truth and have a dance break.
I don't care. I really don't care. So as for SmackDown, even though I've seen it, I'm digging the new story with the New Day and the Bloodline.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would, but I'm into it.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be over it, but here we are. I'm like, what's gonna happen?
And Roman Reigns is back.
Yeah, cool. Um, I'm really digging the King Woods character that's going on. That
Yeah.
shit is making me laugh my ass off. The dude just seems like he's in ecstasy, rolling his eyes back when he says, Jimmy Uso is going to bend the knee. It makes me laugh every time. I'm like, yes, I like this. This is the shit I'm into. And I'm digging it. It's basically acknowledge me, but it's different because it's bend the knee. All right, Zod. So he wants people to kneel before him. So there you go. I don't know. I'm kind of digging the story with Naomi and Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Um, this is long-term storytelling that I can get behind.
I'm like, cool.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'd like to know what freaking Sonya Deville's problem is, but I guess we don't get to know that until whenever.
If ever.
Yeah. I wasn't interested last week
Yeah.
in the story of Shotzi versus Naomi or Sasha Banks. I was not interested in that at all. And then Shotzi fucked around and turned it around for me. I'm like, all right, now I'm interested. Doesn't mean I'm digging it. I'm just like, all right, well, let's see where this goes.
She's like, I'm going to run over Sasha Banks, but I don't need a tank this time. And I'm like, okay, so that means you're getting rid of the tank, right?
Look, I hope that the tank wasn't the most interesting thing about her. I hope that's not the case.
I feel like we're going to get rid of the tank and have like a toy car.
Well, I mean, you're going to sit there and tell me the WWE spent all that money for a tank to fire a fake missile and they're not going to use it, So I hope the tank doesn't go away, but I also want the tank to go away.
I hope we don't get a thing like we get a tank versus tank match.
Look, it's WWE. They do goofy shit. I wouldn't be
Where we'll
surprised
have,
if Sasha Banks came out with a tank and she's like, my tank is better than your tank. And then they do that stupid shit.
The tank versus tank
If
match.
I see that, I turn the show off. Okay? You see what I'm saying?
It's the boss's tank.
If I see two tanks fight each other, I'll turn it off. I'm like, I'm not watching it. You're going to have to watch the rest of it. I'm not watching it.
And then ends in some weird tank sunset flip with distraction finish from Charlotte.
It might be a distraction finish, but I don't think it'll be like a tank sunset flip thing. So, Cesaro's in a tag team, and I'm pissed off because what happened? I thought Cesaro was like doing that singles push, and now here he is doing tag team action again.
I thought he was the Swiss Superman.
I thought so too, but
now they're just like, nah, it's just Cesaro.
I don't know. It was pissing me off because I'm like, wait a minute. Cesaro was on a singles push. Now he's back. He lost against Roman Reigns. I get that, of course, because we knew he was.
And then
it wasn't a surprise.
Then he lost to Seth Rollins again.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it. This was going to happen, But that was it. Now he's back to being in a tag team with freaking
Mansoor.
Yeah, Mansoor. I mean, look, I don't think either one of these cats needs a tag team, but I don't think Mansoor needs to fight Mustafa Ali anymore. That's over and done with. I want something fresh. So,
see what I thought was going to happen. I thought Cesaro, because a while ago, I remember him saying he wanted that Intercontinental Championship, and now he just forgot about it.
It's over and done with, I guess. So, what do? They get to fight the new tag team. It took me a long time to figure out how to say this. Los Lotharios. I looked it up. It means seducer of women. So, and because they got a name, I assume that they'll probably get a tag team title soon.
Yep.
If you got a name, you'll get one. You don't usually, I'm not saying you don't, but you don't usually get a tag team if you don't have a tag team name.
Unless you're the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah.
Because, you all forgot about them.
I completely forgot about them till you said it. So, but, I mean, like they'll have, like even Bayley and Sasha Banks got one.
Yeah.
Role models. I mean, they're two different people, but together they were role models. And now they're back to being singles competitors again. I don't give a shit. It just because they have a name, I assume that they'll freaking win.
Yeah.
So whatever. Um, then I got to see Drew McIntyre versus Ricochet. Match was fine. I didn't hate it.
It's just it seems that they just got to give Drew McIntyre something to do because they're not ready for him to fight Roman yet.
Yeah,
So he's like, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna fight. Open challenge.
I didn't hate that he Claymore kicked Ricochet when Ricochet was upside down doing a backflip.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty dope. It was like Evan Bourne doing the getting the RKO done to him. I don't know if you know Evan Bourne, boy, but Evan Bourne did a shooting star press, which is a gainer backflip right into an RKO.
Oh, I saw Brock Lesnar do one.
Yeah, that was a shooting star press, but he missed and almost killed himself. But that's different. Evan Bourne, he was better, and he freaking did a shooting star press right into an RKO, and I thought that was awesome. And to see Drew McIntyre Claymore kick Ricochet when he was upside down, doing from doing a backflip himself, I thought that was just great. I liked it.
Like, all right, you can kick people who do backflips. So,
well, I mean, it's just like the pinpoint, the timing. You got to that's some incredible timing. That he's got to do a backflip, and you've got to be in Claymore
like the second he gets
second he gets off the ropes. Okay,
timed it perfectly.
Yeah. So
I noticed Drew, like a lot of people when they jump off the rope, he's able to catch him with the Claymore like super quick.
Well, I mean, it's got to be timing because you got to be like you got to like see him and then get yourself set up so you can do it.
Yeah.
Because he used to do the 3-2-1, and now he gets distracted so damn much during the 3-2-1, he just does it now.
I mean, I think that's just a tell. When he does 3-2-1, he's not hitting it.
Probably.
Or that he's about to get distracted.
Yeah.
Or his leg pulled or something. It's like the only time you can know for sure is like if for sure there's no one around him and that guy's literally about to trying to stand up again and he does the 3-2-1, then maybe. But maybe. For the most of the time,
like a squash match or a no-name person.
Yeah. But when it's not that, he's not hitting it. He's going to miss. He's going to get attacked or something.
That doesn't surprise me. It is what it is. What's it called? Xavier Woods called Jimmy Uso the left. I thought that was hilarious. So I guess that's Jey Uso the right and Jiminy Uso the left. I thought that was hilarious. So I still don't give a shit about Happy Talk with the Viking Raiders. Don't care. I feel that Baron Corbin could be more like the Joker or the man who laughs, just like a character, a person who laughs all the time at and does sadistic things.
Yeah, because he's happy.
I mean, as much as I think that the Joker is the most overused person in the last 10 years, and I don't think we need another one. I think for Happy Corbin to land with me, I think he should be something more like that.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't know what your opinion would be, but I don't know. I think he could, be a Joker type character with Mad Cat Moss being his Harley Quinn. I mean, they don't have to look like the Joker and Harley Quinn, right? But he could they do sadistic things and not like this goofy, silly shit that I thought I would be into, and I'm just way not.
See, what he should do is beat up someone and then smile.
Yeah. He won't stop smiling type of shit, He does something sadistic and he won't stop smiling. Yeah. He won't stop laughing.
Or they can just have one time he's sitting backstage, just have the camera zoom in on him smiling for
So if you can have an asshole sit there and have an icy cold stare and just stare at a guy and have a guy be freaked out that he's staring at him all the damn time on NXT, you can damn sure do somebody who's laughing all the damn time and doing sadistic shit while laughing.
Yep.
Right? I mean, it doesn't have to be the Fiend. It doesn't have to be supernatural. It could just be this guy.
Just be a guy doing it.
But whatever. Still don't like Sami Zayn's music, and I thought the main event was excellent.
Yep.
Fantastic, even with King Woods versus Jimmy the Left. I thought it was a great match, and of course, uh, Jimmy Uso freaking lost, so he was about to bend the knee.
You know what's funny is I don't know what, but when I watched this, when Roman came out, it kind of scared me. It made me jump for a second.
Why?
I don't know. I was just so focused on like, oh, he's gonna bend, and all of a sudden Roman just comes and like, ugh!
It scared the fuck out of you.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention because I was like trying to clean my room while I was watching, and then all of a sudden I look up and Roman's just right there.
What the fuck is he doing here? Yeah, I thought it was great. I liked this episode of SmackDown. It wasn't super great, but it was pretty good.
He like Superman punched the crown off his head.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had the crown on his head. What are you gonna do? Not punch it off his head? I'm punching it off his head. If that's an option, then I'm gonna punch it off of his head.
Yep. And then they beat him up the New Day over and over again.
Over and damn over. And it was great. And now, I think I heard Roman say, next week I'm gonna whip your ass, Woods. And then we'll see who's king around here. Now I don't think that, Woods is going to win that match. But
what if he wins somehow?
If he wins somehow, then obviously he should get a chance at the title, right?
Yeah.
Which irritates me because he beat Bobby Lashley clean when Bobby was champion. And he did not get a championship match.
See, what would be interesting is if he lost to Roman and then he went over to Raw and went over to Big E and reminded him what he did. And he's like, I should get a title match and you're the champion.
Whatever the case, I don't know. We had a good story last week, but I forgot what it was. I have to listen to the old podcast of what to do with Xavier Woods. But what he's doing right now, I'm loving it. It's great. His king is fantastic.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
We go to giving Kofi something, I guess.
I don't know what to do, but I like it. I like it a lot.
I guess maybe he should knife Kofi.
Knife Kofi?
Knight Kofi.
I thought he was knighted.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's the hand of the king.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's knighted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's not going to wear a knight helmet like Karrion Kross, though.
I mean, they still got it somewhere.
They could.
I mean, Karrion Kross doesn't work for WWE anymore. So they could get that freaking thing. He could put it on. I want to see Superman. I want to see Superman punch through that thing.
Superman punched the helmet off.
That'd be dope. But we got a movie to talk about now, son.
Yep.
So we'll get to that after we come back. Hey, you guys, sorry to stop here in the middle of whatever fantastic point that I was about to make about whatever it is you're listening to. But I got to talk to you about this week's sponsor, Anchor FM. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Look, I've been doing this podcast for probably about a little while. And this app is actually very, very, very easy to use. It's been a lot of fun for me and Son to sit there and record. So why don't you get started with anchor.fm? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the podcast. And we're back. Again. Nothing? You got nothing to say. All right, fine. Fuck you then. So we got this movie to talk about, DC's Hush.
Hush.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about you, boy, but I read the comic book and I thought it was excellent.
See, I read Batman Hush.
Yeah, that's what the comic book is.
The comic book.
Yeah, and it was excellent, wasn't it?
It was awesome.
Oh, you liked it.
I actually liked it.
Yeah, good.
What's funny is that that was like one of the first Batman comics I read because I looked at your wall of comics over there and I'm like, I want to read some of those.
All right, yeah.
Then I saw Batman and I was like, I want to read Batman. And then I was like, can I read Batman? And you're like, yeah, you can read Batman Hush. So I read Batman Hush.
And what'd you think?
I think it was good.
Good. So this movie called Hush is based on that comic book. And well, let's just get into it then.
Let's get started.
Okay, so this movie starts off with Bruce Wayne being played by Jason O'Mara, at a get together with Catwoman played by Jennifer Morrison. So what the hell was that? I don't know. That something just made a whining sound.
It's someone outside doesn't like Hush either.
Whatever it is. But okay, so it cuts to Nightwing fighting bad guys, and it looks like Bruce and Selina are having a flirty conversation until Thomas Elliot, who's being played by Maury Sterling, he shows up. And they decide to order some drinks because they're all there hanging out, right?
Yep.
Then Alfred, who's being played by James Garnett, reports to Bruce that Bane, who's being played by Adam Gifford, has kidnapped a child.
Now you see in the comic it was Killer Croc.
Yeah, in the comics it was Killer Croc. But whatever, so
why not?
It's a change I can deal with. Okay? So Batman has to act. He leaves. He gets to where Bane is, and Bane wants money for some reason. And at this time, Batman infiltrates the factory that he's in. So he doesn't see Bane. We don't see Bane. Then all of a sudden, Bane sees Batman, and they begin to fight. It's a quick fight, but it's a good fight.
See, my problem is I've been watching too much Harley Quinn, so when I see Bane, I always think I'm going to hear this voice from him.
What voice?
The Bane voice from Harley Quinn.
Why don't you do the Bane voice?
I can't.
You can.
I don't know how.
Oh, see, now you're going to bitch out.
No.
You're not even going to try?
I could try. He's like, I am Bane.
That sounds nothing like that voice.
I tried.
I think Bane in that show sounds more like a German guy.
Yeah.
Like I think he sounds like, somebody says something like I'll say this as German as I possibly can. Frankfurter.
Yeah.
That's what I think Bane sounds like in that show. Maybe somebody else hears it different, but that's how I hear it. But in this one, I know that Bane is Hispanic.
Yeah.
So he should have Hispanic tendencies. And for some reason, now I know that what they're doing, they're parodying off the Dark Knight Rises movie in that show, Harley Quinn. That's why that Bane kind of sounds like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but here, I don't hear the Hispanicness in him, the Latin in his voice. I don't hear that at all. But the idea is because he's like really high on venom. This venom apparently is way stronger and is really jacking him up. Yeah. So he's way buff.
But this Bane doesn't have the bear like Arkham Bane does.
The bear.
In Arkham City, Bane had like a bear that he carried around. It was really weird.
I don't remember that, but you're probably right.
And I'm like, why does he have a bear?
Oh, well. So, like I said, it's a good fight, but it's a quick fight. All right. Once Bane is down, he notices that there is a leaf on the ground. So he picks up this leaf. Yeah. Okay. They really animated this. Okay. So he picks up this leaf, and while he's studying this leaf, Lady Shiva, being played by her name is Sachi Alesso. She shows up, and she's asking Batman for help for the League because she apparently runs the League of Assassins now. And she wants to figure out who the hell has been using Lazarus Pits. I don't remember Lady Shiva being in the comic
because she wasn't.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she was. I don't think she was at all. So whatever.
I'm pretty sure like Talia was in the comic, maybe.
I think she was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she was.
She was like dating Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Is Talia in this movie?
Of course not.
Mm-hmm. So, turns out that Bane was trying to get a ransom for this child so he can buy some more venom of this special venom. And once Bane's defeated, the ransom had been stolen. Who stole it? Oh, it's Catwoman. They got to give Batman a reason to chase Catwoman because in the comics, Batman did chase Catwoman. I don't remember why he was chasing her, but they were having fun while it was going on.
Yep.
While Batman is swinging from his bat rope, somebody from the dark shoots his line, and Batman falls, I guess, 50 or 60 stories to the ground. And someone in the dark looks at him and says, "Hush."
Hush.
Yeah.
See, in the comic though, well, I guess I'm okay with this change, but in the comic though, Hush was just sitting on top of the building waiting for Batman to grapple, and then he just cut the rope with his knife.
It's a change that I'm not bothered by.
Yeah.
Okay. Batman falls like 50 or 60 stories and Hush is the reason.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with that. So, over Batman's body, some bad guys show up to kill him. So Catwoman shows up and she defeats them just in time for Batgirl to show up and fight Catwoman. Okay. So, Catwoman does get scared off while Batgirl helps Batman to the Batmobile and drives him home to the cave.
So, wouldn't it make more sense if it was Batwoman? Because we've never seen him get Batgirl.
I could have sworn it was Huntress who did it in the comics, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like in these movies though, like in this universe, wouldn't it make more sense if it was Batwoman?
I mean, she was only in the one movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me either way. So, whatever. So, Catwoman shows up at Poison Ivy's lair. Poison Ivy being played by Peyton List. She shows up and apparently you find out that Catwoman is being mind controlled by Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy has some mind control lipstick. We knew that she could do this.
Yeah.
And she can only hold on to a guy for like a little while. No big deal. So, you find out that she's being controlled, and once Catwoman leaves, Hush actually shows up, who's being played by Jeffrey Arend. He shows up and asks for his cut of that money, and he offers Ivy a new proposition. Cut to Bruce Wayne in the Batcave. Turns out he's got a cracked skull. Yeah, I mean, falling 50 to 60 stories.
It hurts a little bit.
Just a little, take a couple Advil, you right back on your feet, right?
Yeah, one thing I want to mention though is like throughout all this, I still think like Hush would look really cool in this movie.
He does look kind of cool in this. He looks almost exactly like he does in the comics.
And he sounds cool.
I like him. I like Hush so far in this movie. Did I say something funny? So, yeah, like I said, Bruce has a cracked skull that can be only be worked on by his expert surgeon friend, Thomas Elliot.
Yep.
Okay, so with Bruce Wayne recuperating, Alfred gives him a new suit so that he can go out and be Batman. And the suit is blue this time. It's gray with blue in it.
I guess to match the comic book.
Yeah. So he goes to Arkham. Amanda Waller is there at Arkham trying to hold on to Bane. But Batman says he's got to talk to Bane. Cut to Catwoman at Poison Ivy's lair. And Bane shows up and attacks her. So Bane was not at Arkham, I guess. And Batman was giving chase. They didn't say that, but this is what happened.
And just Bane randomly shows up, and then Batman shows like, oh, he's here too.
Yeah, like Batman was at Arkham and Bane was at Arkham from what they were saying. And then all of a sudden you cut to Catwoman at freaking Poison Ivy's lair and Bane is there attacking Catwoman. I'm like, well, when the hell did he get there? Did he fucking Hulk jump all the way there? I don't think he did. But whatever. So, Bane gets attacked by Batman. Batman saves her, and then they end up working together. Then you can see that Catwoman and Batman are working with each other and making out and whatever. Okay, so look, this movie so far for me, all it is just showing big scenes from the comics.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you would like this. Here's that scene animated now. Oh, you'd like that. Here's that scene animated now.
Yeah.
We're gonna take unnecessary changes. There's no reason to freaking change Bane into Killer Croc. There was no reason for that.
Yeah.
There was no reason to freaking, you know, do any of the other stupid shit that they did so far that didn't happen.
But I'm just here. I'm like, at least Hush is still cool though.
So far, he's still cool. So far, I'm still digging him. So far, Hush is a great villain in this movie,
It's like he's like this is really Hush.
and he's actually getting things done, making people do what he wants. Bane, Poison Ivy, so far, it's all good. Okay, so cut to Metropolis. Uh, Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent being played by Jerry O'Connell again. Um, they discuss some things. It's not
Yep.
important.
No.
There's no reason for them to really talk at all. But whatever. Batman goes to Lex Luthor's house, being played once again by Rainn Wilson, and he gathers some information about where Poison Ivy might be. We found out in this movie, because it was a quick line, that Lex Luthor is a Justice League member. Don't know when that happened or why that happened, but whatever.
I think that happened right at the Superman, like the end credit scene.
I'm sure that's when it went down, but
I'm just wondering why they accept him though.
why?
I mean, he may have saved them one time, but he.
Yeah, so what? Jimmy Olsen saved somebody and he doesn't get to be a Justice League member? I mean, didn't Lois freaking go up into space with Superman? She doesn't get to be a Justice League member?
Just like, huh?
She went up there and helped Superman take out Cyborg Superman. She's not a Justice League member.
But you see, Lex Luthor is.
Yeah, for whatever reason. But Lex Luthor's a Justice League member in name only. He doesn't get to go up into space. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So Catwoman shows up later on and she fights Poison Ivy at her lair, and Batman saves her. And big comic book moment, Superman shows up and he's being controlled by Poison Ivy.
Yep.
Because Hush apparently gave her some kryptonite lipstick.
It's like this mastermind Hush.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing shit, so whatever. So Superman gives chase, and Batman tells Catwoman the plan on how to help fight Superman. Superman fights Batman, and the plan apparently is to kidnap Lois Lane and put her at the top of a building. And Superman should see this, and he does. And Catwoman throws her off the building. Now, Lois Lane, being played by Rebecca Romaine again, of course, she's screaming. She's getting ready to hit the ground. Superman freaking snaps out of it and saves her.
Yep.
So, we just had to have faith that Superman would use his powers and freaking go and save Lois Lane.
What if the movie just ends with him just sitting there watching?
Just a big Lois Lane splat on the ground.
He's like, okay, whatever. Let's keep fighting Batman.
Just whoops. Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, whatever. Once Ivy's interrogated by Catwoman, they learn about this guy Hush, who we've known the entire time. The cool character Hush.
Yeah.
We've known about him for a bit.
That the guy kind of like in this movie, I'm like, I mean, the movie's okay, but for me, he's been kind of stealing the show. And I'm like, yeah.
He's in the background just doing things.
Yep.
Okay. So.
Kind of like the Mandarin.
Right? So we cut to Harley Quinn, being played by Hendon Walsh. And she's feeding her hyenas, and they are put down with tranquilizers by Hush. All of them. So.
I'm like, oh, wow.
I know. It was good. So Hush tells the plan that he's kidnapped Joker and that she's going to freaking, help him to get the Joker back. And that way is by killing Bruce Wayne. Okay. So Selena and Bruce, they're hanging out at an opera, along with Thomas Elliot, and Harley Quinn shows up and stops the show. And like I said, she's here to kill Bruce Wayne.
Got that comic book scene in there.
Yeah, got that comic book scene in there. And she begins to shoot. And Catwoman escapes, and she runs up and she starts to whip Harley Quinn's ass. So Bruce Wayne escapes, and he goes to become the Batman to save Catwoman when Catwoman almost gets killed.
Yep.
Okay, so Harley leaves, and Batman gives chase and runs outside, and he sees the Joker laughing over Thomas Elliot. Now, the Joker is played by Jason Spicek. I don't know how to say it. Spicek. Look at that. What's that? What's that say?
Spisak or
Spy sack.
or spy sack.
That's what it says. Okay. I hope I didn't butcher his name, but that's what I see. Okay. I gotta tell you something about this Joker here. I hate this Joker's voice.
Is this the Injustice Joker?
No, this is a different guy.
Oh.
And as much as I didn't like the Injustice voice of the Joker in the movie, I didn't like this Joker's voice either. It was awful to me.
Like, come on, guys. You couldn't at least get Troy Baker?
I mean, at least Troy Baker for me is serviceable. Not the greatest Joker voice. That for me is always going to be Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand Mark Hamill doesn't want to be Joker all the freaking time. I get it. Okay.
He also be Luke Skywalker too.
Yeah. I've had some great times with Mark Hamill playing the Joker. It's been good. Okay. And there are some guys out there who can play a good or a serviceable Joker. But I've had the best, and I'm spoiled on that. And this one is not even up to Troy Baker's level, and it was butt fucking awful. Could not stand it. The way he's laughing, the way he's talking, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm done.
I don't know why, but like the Injustice Joker and this Joker both sound like drunk Starscream.
I don't know. I heard drunk Starscream in the last one. I didn't hear that in this one, and it was awful for me. I did not like this guy's Joker. I hated the whole entire thing. But, back to the movie. Batman owns his ass and starts beating the hell out of him. And he's almost about to kill him when Jim Gordon, played by Bruce Thomas, shows up and stops Batman from killing the Joker. Okay, I gotta say, this is a good story. It is.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic story. And I saw it told better in the comic book. Okay.
Yep, me too. So I was reading the comic book and I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill him. Or no, man, I wasn't like that. I was just like, oh, he's gonna try to kill him.
I don't know. The story's been condensed, so the feelings that you should be feeling are not here. In the comic, Bruce Wayne has been hanging out with Thomas Wayne, and you kind of get the fact that him and Thomas Wayne really had a good friendship.
Yep.
And that when Bruce Wayne walks outside and sees Thomas Wayne dead, and the Joker's over his body laughing with a gun in his hand, you're like, what the fuck? Batman might snap right here, and the comic book freaking sits there and makes it just super dramatic, and it's awesome, and I love it.
Yep.
And then I saw this here.
Plus, in the comic book, I can pretend it's Mark Hamill's voice.
Yeah, I can pretend it's Mark Hamill's voice, and this voice just ruined it for me. So, I don't know. F.
Yeah.
On that whole entire scene, because I'm just like, okay. I mean, look, that was a guy he knew. As far as I can tell, in this movie, Thomas Elliot is just a guy he knew.
Yeah.
It's just, I knew you one time, and we were supposed to be good friends, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna try, but I'm not gonna try.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna walk outside, and I'm gonna think, oh, this is the murder. That means I need to kill the Joker. And it's like, this is dumb. This is dumb. You've not hung out with Thomas Wayne that much.
Maybe what they could have done is had Thomas Wayne show up in like other DC Batman movies in this universe.
I guess. Maybe they could have. That's not even a bad idea. But they didn't do that, did they?
But hey, Hush is still cool.
So far. So, I don't know. It irritated me. So, so soon, what we see here is that Hush knows who Batman is. But Catwoman still doesn't at this point, but whatever. But it looks like, her and Bruce Wayne, that Selina and Bruce Wayne are getting closer. So soon Batman and Nightwing go after the Riddler, and it's a cool little action scene. And once the Riddler leaves, Batman gives chase and he beats his ass. Okay. Starts asking questions of the Riddler, until he notices that Hush is watching them
In the window.
in a window.
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
yeah. So Batman gives chase on Hush, and it's a cliche Hall of Mirrors scene. If you've seen a Hall of Mirrors scene, you've seen every Hall of Mirrors scene. It's the same every single time.
It's just that this time he's like, hush, Batman.
Yeah, it's Batman fighting Hush. And like I say, Hush looks cool. I don't need another fucking mirror scene long as I live.
Yeah.
I know what they're going to do. It doesn't matter if it's Batman, Bruce Lee. Doesn't matter who the hell is fighting in a mirror. You're always going to sit there and find somebody sit there and punch a mirror with somebody's face in it. That they do it every time. Somebody's face shows up and then a fist goes through it every time. I don't need another fucking mirror scene. I'm done with that.
I've seen so many mirror scenes with just Batman and Joker.
I've seen a bunch with Batman and Joker. I've seen a bunch with everybody. You know, I saw one in John Wick. Okay, there's a mirror scene in John Wick 2.
All right, what I need now is a Superman mirror scene.
Yeah, he'll sit there and level a building, you know, or just he didn't. I don't think you can fool him with that. He'll just use X-ray vision and find him.
I want to see heat vision through a mirror. Like we'll have like Lex Luthor's face in the mirror, and they'd be like, "No!"
Man, heat vision through a fucking mirror. Look, I've seen a mirror scene. I don't need to see this again. But whatever. So, Bruce Wayne finally goes to Catwoman, starts talking to her, and then he finally reveals his secret to her that he's Batman. Brings her to the Batcave, and then we get a montage of Catwoman and Batman fighting as they get closer. Now, in my opinion, this story is telling something that needs to happen to make us feel something between these two. In the Hush comic, I remember him doing that, and they actually, there's a reason why you felt so close to the two of them was because, you know, this was a thing. You know, they had been building to this forever. You know, and now finally here it is. Like Superman and Lois, they were building to that forever. You know, makes sense. Here they just kind of felt like, you know, like Catwoman and him just kind of like rushed through it.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Hey, I'm Batman after like a year of hanging out with you. I'm Batman. You know, but whatever. So finally, Hush makes an appearance in Thomas Elliot's lab. So Dick and Selina go on patrol and see Thomas Elliot's grave wide open. And once we see this, Scarecrow, of all people, shows up and hits Nightwing with fear toxin.
Nightwing just can't have anything good in these movies.
He can't hack it, man.
And this one he's like, oh no, fear toxin, I'm defenseless.
I'm defenseless, defeated, whatever. Whatever. You know, I mean, this isn't what happened in the comics, but I don't care. So, one Scarecrow, who's being played by Chris Cox. Look, all the characters that I mentioned real quick, they have like, beside if it's not Batman or Catwoman or Hush, they got like one line.
Yep.
Okay. And it's just like, whatever. You know, because like we don't see freaking the Riddler anymore.
No.
We don't see, you know, Thomas Elliot anymore. Scarecrow is done when he's knocked out here. That's it for him. You know, Bane, he's over with.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Poison Ivy, why? Superman, gone. Lois Lane, she said hi and bye.
So really, it's like, we're really in this movie for Hush. And so far, he's been good. And I'm like, so hopefully he stays good.
As a character.
Yeah.
As a character, not like a good person. Like as a character, this is a good character.
Yeah, because he's been pretty scary villain this
thus far. You know, so Catwoman gets knocked out after she beats Scarecrow. When she comes to, we find out that Hush has her, and we're in the third act. Okay, so up to this point in time, you know, this movie has been giving us the impression that Thomas Elliot is Hush.
Because that's the way it is in the comics.
Because that's what happened in the comics. If you don't know, Thomas Elliot is the character Hush. Okay? And the reason why he wants to kill Batman and Bruce Wayne is because when Bruce Wayne lost his parents, Bruce Wayne inherited his entire family's fortune. Thomas Elliot also has a family fortune, but he caused an accident to kill his own parents. And his mom died. And his dad died, his mom survived. The reason why the mom survived is because Thomas Wayne saved his mother's life. Okay? And that pissed off Thomas Elliot enough to where he wanted to freaking kill Bruce Wayne. It's a dumb reason for wanting to attack a character, but whatever.
It's better than
What happened here, because we're thinking the entire time that Thomas Elliot is Hush. And then you see Thomas Elliot's dead body hanging upside down. And you're like, okay, is that a fake or something like that? I know Thomas Elliot is Hush. Wrong.
That's right. The character that we thought was super awesome and everything,
Go ahead.
it's not. It's the Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler is Hush in this movie.
You ruined the one thing I liked about it.
The movie was ruined for a while, and this did it no favors.
After this, I'm like, okay, I'm just done. You know, when I first saw this, I'm like, I want to turn it off.
I was irritated because I was like, this is dumb. So the Riddler in front of Batman, Batman goes to Arkham. Okay, because Hush revealed himself as the Riddler to Catwoman when he kidnapped her. So Batman is going to Arkham, and apparently because it's the Riddler making these plans, you know, he has idyllic plans on how to get Batman to get to save Catwoman like a second too late.
I mean, this is like if the Arkham Knight was like Victor's ass.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. The way the Riddler became Hush in this movie is because the Riddler apparently had cancer. He went to Thomas Elliot to freaking get it operated out, and Thomas Elliot couldn't reach it. So the Riddler kind of was like pissed off that he's going to have to die. So what does he do? He freaking finds a Lazarus pit, jumps in it, goes insane, and figures out Bruce Wayne's Batman right after that dip. Okay. And he's like, it was so simple. Stab me right in the face. And it's like, what? No. Okay? No. Now, I understand that when you win a Lazarus pit, you do end up losing a bit of yourself.
Yeah.
I get that. And the Riddler gets a little bit stronger, and he gets a little bit smarter. And all of a sudden, this riddle he couldn't solve just pops him right in the face, and he's like, oh, it's so simple. Whatever. It's dumb. See, I hate it. For some reason, he gets a giant question mark tattooed on his forehead.
Why not?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
See, for some reason, I mean, well, okay, not for some reason, but see, the comic, they did this better with the Riddler. Where like they just made it to where like he was working with Hush, but he's not Hush.
Yeah,
he's just like, I was in the Lazarus pit, and like I learned your secret identity, but you know, I'm not the big bad here. I just happen to be working with Hush.
Yeah, you know, and it is what it is. And I still don't like it.
Nope.
Don't like it at all. So, whatever. So while the Riddler is the real Riddler, Hush is really talking about what's going on here. Batman's at Arkham, learning that the other Riddler that he did capture is actually Clayface. For whatever reason.
Because why not?
Yeah, and so he fights in Arkham. And the Joker's back there just heckling him in the background. And which I'm like, look, if the Joker was played by anybody else, this would probably be funny. But once again, I hate the Joker's voice. See, it's not working for me.
If it was Mark Hamill that was like there, it would have been awesome.
Saying the exact same lines.
Yep.
I would laugh. I would think this is great. So whatever. The Hush has a plan to kill the Riddler. I'm sorry. The Hush has a plan to kill Catwoman, and the plan is bad. I hate it. Batman runs, sees the dead body of a non-decayed Thomas Elliot. Thomas Elliot apparently has been dead for a couple months and shows no signs of decay, but whatever.
So I guess in this movie, Thomas Elliot really is dead.
Yeah, he's not even close to being Hush at all. So Batman and Riddler fight, and I'm still pissed that this is not the twist that should have happened. Okay. He uses the age-old trick of it works for the Joker, so it should work on the Riddler. I'm just gonna sit there and make fun of the Riddler, and talk shit about him, and this works. This works. Talking trash about the Joker definitely works because the Joker's not that kind of person. The Riddler is so far above that because he's a narcissist. And because Batman is talking shit about him, he starts to get mad and starts to get his ass whooped. So Batman saves the day, and Catwoman, she saves herself in Batman too.
And she kills Hush.
Yeah, she kills Hush, Riddler, whatever you want to call him. She lets him die. So they escape.
Hushler.
Yeah, Hushler. Riddlush, whatever.
Riddlush.
I'm not gonna go any further than that, but whatever. So
at least he burned.
Yeah, he died. Riddler died like he wanted, I guess. I don't know. Did he want? He didn't seem like he wanted to die, but he died anyways.
I wanted to die for not being.
I wanted this movie to die. It should have never even been made.
Honestly, if I wish I could forget this movie.
So I don't know. Batman. Normally the Batman character would not be able to let go with what Catwoman did. Okay, but the deal is that Catwoman is upset that Batman was trying to save her life, was trying to save Riddler's life, and that he will never give himself 100% to Catwoman. So she gets mad and she leaves. And it's a sad ending, but it's not enough. It's not sad enough to make me care.
Oh, I wasn't even sad. I'm just like, good, it's over.
This isn't even the ending. The ending is because, everybody who says Hush supposedly is supposed to be under Hush's mind control in the comics, and she says Hush, making Batman sit there and think, oh shit, she might be also under his mind control still. Yeah. What the fuck? So he's like, no, we can't fucking kick it, Catwoman. You get the fuck up out of here. That was a better ending. But this was awful.
Plus, because since in the comic book, Hush, like, he didn't die, he disappeared. So he's like, he could still be out there.
He could still be out there and doing things.
And he's controlling you.
But whatever. This movie really had an opportunity to tell a cool, compelling story. Even if you didn't want to use every single scene that was in the comic book, it could have told a pretty decent story.
Could have been like The Long Halloween.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that movie.
Oh, sorry, it's a better movie.
Okay. This movie just gives you all the cool scenes that the book does and then changes the villain ending into something that's really stupid, and I can't let that go. It was a really big disappointment to me. Because I was really hoping this movie was going to be told very well. And like I said, I was entertained, but it's not a good movie. And I have to give this movie the lowest 2 that I can give it.
I've given it a 1. I hate it.
You hate this movie?
I hate it.
Why you hate the movie?
I was watching this entire thing. It was like Iron Man 3 to me. I was like watching, I see the villain, he's like, I mean, he wasn't chopping fortune cookies in half with his hand, but like, he was being awesome. And like, it was like, oh, we're going to get that villain that, that's always hyped up about. And we got this story here too. And then, because, it wasn't like Injustice where like there was all this other stuff about it. This one is like its only movie, right? And I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. And as time goes on, I'm like, okay, it's starting to get a little bad, but they still made Hush look cool. So like, I want to see what happens when they, show Thomas Elliott be Hush, how they're going to do that. Mm-hmm. And we get there and it's the Riddler. And I'm like, they just completely changed it and ruined it for me. It's like, I can't like this. Can't do it.
I can't do it. Look, like I said, they ruined it for me. They ruined it, and I'm kind of out of it. That's why I gave it a 2. You gave it a 1.
Lowest one.
The lowest one you can give.
Yep.
You hated it that bad.
It's like, yep.
Hey, you know what? When they fucked it up, they fucked it up, and they fucked it up.
So I'm like, now to anyone who hasn't read the comic book, they'll just think Hush is Riddler.
Yeah, and that's not the truth. Don't listen to the freaking movie. The comic book is where it's at. Read the comic book. It's much better than this fucking shithole movie. I mean, the comic book even had freaking Batman thinking that freaking Jason Todd was coming back.
Yeah, and then the Red Hood comic book takes place after it.
Yeah.
And I have that one.
And I'm like, this is awesome, but no.
No. Nah,
Nah, son. I
I'm
just this messed it up.
I'm just glad they didn't make a Red Hood book because I love the Red Hood movie. Because if they made one just like this and like it's not Jason Todd, it's Tim Drake.
Good on anything, but they fucked it up. So, oh well. I'm gonna go ahead and call this an episode.
Yeah,
So, hey, thanks for listening. If you listened all the way through this whole entire thing of us just shitting on a movie, um, check us out on YouTube, Gentleman Jug, Facebook, Gentleman Jug, and Instagram. It's also Gentleman Jug. And the next episode will be available
when it's ready.